is the Matrix.
All right. Thank you for the applause. Yeah, I know it's sound effect. Welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. Just want to do a very, short video, straight to the point, and give you guys an example of what they've done in the past and how they use the power of association. Again, also, I'm going to show you guys a video in which I talk about how sometimes Pam would come in the house when they have, manipulated her to target me. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys an example. And as soon as I said Pam, they use the sirens. Again, they're funny. Always trying to use women to, again, lie, to deceive, to manipulate. And how they're controlling these women is through the jobs, just like how they try to and some of the men too. I talk about how they're always trying to bribe me with money, right? And with positions, I remember when I was working, my manager came to me and, because when they were targeting me and, they were telling me that I didn't put the files in such and such folder. And I started to take a picture. I said, look, every time I leave, I showed it to him. I said, look, you see here. This is a picture of where I put the file. You see it right there. Because before he was like, they're saying you wasn't getting the files. And, then he's like, well, I'm trying to save your job. And I'm like, really? I said, you don't need to try to save my job. Okay. But this is what they do to try to manipulate you and to try to use certain things in order to control you. And economics, money is a big part of how they get people to comply, particularly those TIs who have been microchipped, right, to not talk about it. Okay, but this is all part of the coercive persuasion program, right? So I want to read something to you guys. Again, thanks to Mark Rich. Like I said, when I sued them for that $932 trillion, $932 billion, $932 million, $932,000, $932. Yes. All the way to that. Okay. $932, $932. $932. Okay. We just leave it as that. My brother Mark Rich, you're going to get $1 trillion. Okay. Just for what they've put you through and to see that you're still persevering, see that your website is still up. So I thank you wherever you are. If you do watch my video, I understand that you are very much appreciated. All right. You are one of the few people who are a true TI who understand what was happening and who've done a lot of research and who have awakened my eyes to the truth of what is going on. Okay. And I try to take that even further, though I may not have the time or the ability to do what you do in creating these websites and writing these books and stuff like that. But I appreciate you. And I'm sure all TIs out there and even non-TIs who are interested in finding out what is going on, what is taking place. I'm sure they all thank you also. As I said, here. So means it sounds similar to sue. Sue. So they'll use, again, the sirens when it comes to me saying certain things or certain words would have certain letters, because again, it is how they brainwash me, right? And I talked about this, putting things into my subconscious without my consent, doing it in such a way in which, again, to cause not only distress and mental anguish, but also to create multiple personality. Okay, see, we don't talk about that in the TI community, right? When you are hearing your own inner voice tell you to do things that it has never told you to do before, or when your own inner voice is saying things which it has never said before in a manner in which it's being said. Like, for example, I talked about, how they would try to keep me from going to work. And when I get dressed and go to work, sometimes it was very difficult for me in terms of picking out the colors because I was so mentally distraught in terms of, if I wear this color today, when I go outside, all these perps going to be wearing the same color as me. Right? That's the kind of thing. When they are pre-conditioning your mind when you are sleeping, when you are being microchipped for remote neural monitoring, meaning that whatever you see through your eyes, they see. Okay? That they can, if you lose something, right, they'll blank out your mind, right, to where you put something in front of you and then you won't see it, right, and then you're like looking all over the place for it, still can't see it. And so what I had to learn over the couple of years is to just, when that happens, to close my eyes for a couple of, maybe a minute or two, open it back up and refocus, and then it's there. These are the things that they were doing to me, right, and so much more horrible things that they have done. And like I said, it's my purpose to expose them. And recently also they have been using my kids, right? And again, and here's the thing, how to get away with these things, because when they may start manipulating your children using silent sound or possibly even microchipping your children, is something that, is very disheartening. And if you don't quite understand what's being done to your kids and to you and to your other family members or friends, what have you, you'll basically, they'll get you to a point in which they want to, which is to make you lose your mind so that no one will believe you. Okay? Now, I forgot to mention this, but I might have mentioned it before, but I have to go speak to my daughter's teacher because, I was doing her homework and with her, helping her do her homework, and I asked her to, put her head on the page, top of the page, her name, her class number, her school, and the date. And she said to me, we don't use names. I'm like, what do you mean you don't use names? She was like, yeah, my teacher told us not to use our name, right? They gave us numbers. And she was like, I said to her, well, what's your number? And she said, number 7. So my thing is, why are the educators in New York City public school system, why are they not allowing children to use their names? Why are they giving children numbers to use? Again, now this is what my daughter told me. I have not spoken to her teacher yet. I keep forgetting. But I just wanted to read, to document this in case I didn't document it before, right? So I need to have that documentation there. And yeah, that's what she told me, which I think was rather ridiculous. Why are they giving children numbers to replace their names? Okay. So I would like to hear what her teacher has to say on that. Hopefully I remember. I got to remember to make a note in my phone to remind me to ask her teacher that. All right. So anyway, what you see here is from the website newworldwar.org, and this is the SOB section. This is a website, again, by Mark Rich. And these are the books in which he has written, right? Life Among AI-Controlled Citizens, Testimony of an Outsiders, right? Now, again, the government does a lot of experimentation that most people can't even fathom, okay? And they do it through various nefarious means, okay? And particularly the white supremacists, particularly when it comes to black revolutionary thought, black people who are trying to uplift black people and to propel black people within this society in which the white supremacists do not want. And again, when I talk about this, again, as a TI, always remember that I'm a black TI. I speak on the black experience as well as being a black TI. Okay. And so when I say certain things, I always say, I don't just say just to say it. Okay. I can back it up. You can go Google it yourself. So, there's a rapper named Snoop Dogg, right? And then another rapper named Master P. And they had put out a couple of, I like Snoop Dogg has his cereal, and Master P, also Snoop Dogg partner, they have what is called Rap Snack, which is like a potato chips based, food, items, right? So what they found out is that because they have a distributing deal with General Mills, I think, right, and Walmart, and what happened is that when you go onto the Walmart website, it'll say that these snacks items are sold out, right? But then when this guy did a video, he went into the storage room, right, of a Walmart, and they had all of their products, all of Snoop Dogg products, the Master P products, on shelves, right, reaching the expiration date. So they were deliberately not putting their items on shelves, and then when the items are on shelf, they overpriced it to the other items. Okay, so when I talk about racism, white supremacy, particularly in America, and what it has done and continue to do to black people, that's another example. So when other groups say, well, why can't black people get ahead? We can't get ahead because we are being deliberately sabotaged. And this is nothing new. This goes back to American history in the Reconstruction era, when black people during that decade, were holding political office, right? Building up their community, their neighborhood, right? In the early 1900s, white people would lie and they would destroy black towns because they were jealous of black economics, of black people gaining economic independence. And that still goes on today. It still goes on today. Okay? So again, I'm not just saying this. Go and look at it. Look it up. Google it. Snoop Dogg, Master P, being sabotaged by Walmart and General Mills. Right? And they're actually suing Walmart and General Mills. And I'm like, good for them. Okay, this is what they do. All right. And that's just one aspect. And I talk about the banks, the real estate agents, it goes on. Okay. So anyhow, this is from the New World War, Revolutionary Methods for Political Control. All right. I'm going to describe to you from this website, psychological operations. Right. So this is the description. Psychological operations, PSYOPs, are a planned process of conveying messages to a target audience, which they call TA, to promote certain attitudes, emotion, and behavior. These messages are typically conveyed using a line of persuasion known as a theme. See, this is why I use the word theme when it comes to describing certain things that are happening to me. And I said the word describing. Okay. PSYOPs is basically the use of communication to influence behavior. It is used against adversaries, their supporters, and their potential supporters. It is defined by the U.S. Army in the following way. Psychological operations are planned operations to convey selected information and indicators to foreign audience to influence the emotions, motives, objective, reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of foreign agents, organization, groups, and individuals, right? Targeted individuals. An important consideration here is that a targeted audience, as I said, targeted individuals. Yes, I am a targeted individual, and I will never stop saying it. Okay? So you can do all of this all you want. All right? I am a targeted individual, TI for short. Okay? There you go. So an important consideration here is that a TA can be a group or individual. A TA is defined, and again, TA, that's a targeted audience, is defined by the Joint Chiefs of Staff publication, Doctrine of Joint Psychological Operation, as an individual or group selected for influence or attack by means of psychological operations. PSYOPs is used across the entire spectrum of conflict, with or without any accompanying military action, from special operation to high intensity and low intensity conflict, LIC. This includes variation of LIC such as counterterrorism, peacekeeping, CMO, MOOTW, IW, UW, etc. Planning for, and again, all these acronyms, you guys are going to have to go onto this website to find out what all these acronyms mean, okay? planning for psyops is the same regardless of the type of warfare which it is used. It is used in conjunction with all instruments of national power. Most information pertaining to psyops is classified. Now, what is the new name today that they use, right? They call it cognitive warfare. Because cognitive warfare also includes psyops. And that also includes, there's also neurocognitive warfare, right? Which use highly classified technology, microchipping, radio wave or microwave frequency weapons, right? To influence, to decapitate, to degrade your cognitive ability and your psychology. All right. So, despite the Army's definition, which state that it is only used on foreign audience, the evidence presented so far suggests that it is being used on civilians domestically in the United States and elsewhere. As we've seen, it has been officially declared that the military is indeed working with federal agencies in the U.S. during the new war, conducting psyops as part of CMO. Okay, I don't know what CMO is. Furthermore, the Council on Foreign Relations considered psyops a NLW, a non-lethal weapon, to be used on civilians. The Defense Science Board, another advisory committee to the DoD, announced in its Future Strategic Strike Force Task Force report of February 2002 that NLW and psyops are to be used directly at the physiological or psychological function of specific individuals or the populace. A book published in 2000 by the DoD's C4SI Cooperative Research Program entitled Network-Centric Warfare, Developing and Leveraging Information Superiority mentioned that information operation, psyops, will be conducted entirely in the civilian sector, where the military will be working closely with civilians. Although, as I said, the word working, yeah, it's like yesterday, or the elevator's not working. First of all, I don't have to, make a claim on anything. I already did that. Okay, I'm at the stage where I've proven what I've said has happened to me, and I continue to prove it, that it's an ongoing daily thing, right? And I'll continue to document, which I'll continue to do despite the threats, despite the intimidation by the New York Predator Department and its predator officers and their fanatical religious civilian cult members, the destructive cults members, I may say. And so, like I said, the claim is already made. Now I'm just gathering a mountain of evidence to prove what I say. And I think I've already proven that. Okay, so when they want to send me a subliminal message, oh, it's not working, I know, because I know what you're trying to do. Okay. But like I said, I know the mindset. I know their mindset. Go read any book on dark psychology. Particularly go read up about the dark triads. And you will see that the majority of people that are in positions of power, that are running these corporations, that's their personality type. And then you look at their behavior, and again, their behavior is in direct their personality is the direct definition, okay, from the definition this is what their personality exhibit. Okay, so again, working, not working, you can say whatever you want to say. Okay, I'm gonna just keep exposing it. All right, so although there seem to be a variety of ways it can be categorized, most military publications have it listed as a type of information operation, IO, previously referred to as command and control warfare, C2W. IO consists of 5 core capabilities that are used in concert and with any related capabilities to influence, disrupt, corrupt, or take over an enemy's decision-making process. They include psychological operation. Okay, well, here we go. I'm going to explain the acronyms. Psychological operation, PSYOPs, military deception, MILDEC, operation security, OSPEC, and electronic warfare, EW, and computer network operations, CNO. IO is basically a way of interfering with the various system that a person used to make decisions. Of the five, PSYOPs, or don't stop coughing now, okay? Don't stop, they're doing the whole, okay, hey. So of the five, PSYOPs, MILDEC, and OSPEC have been major factors in most military campaigns. They have recently been joined with EW and CNO. Used in combination, these core capabilities are the primary. These core capabilities. Where am I here? These core capabilities are the primary method of influencing an adversary in this new type of warfare, EW, which includes interfering with the enemy's electronic information system and attacking them with directed energy weapons, as well as CNO, which is used to attack an enemy's computer system, will be discussed later. There are other terms used to describe PSYOPs, including military. Did I read this already? Okay. Including military deception, MILDEC, effect-based operation, EBO, neurocortical warfare, political warfare, Cold War, and psychological warfare, PSYOPs, PSYWAR. The meaning of these terms will be covered at this time. So I'm not going to go and read all this stuff, but you guys can do that. But what I want to draw your attention to again is the psychological warfare and how I am being targeted in such a way. And I'm going to give my best explanation, since they like to call me explainer in chief. Let me fix my mic. I am going to do my best as explainer in chief. And I wish I had a marching band sound effect. I need to get that. Okay, so let's do these two videos. Okay, let's go here. Let's go back. All right, so I started filming this perp on the bus. He came on the bus and he had a New York Predator Department hat on. See, they always like to send their shells. From time to time, they'll send this dude. I can't remember how long this video is, but I did this a while ago, right? I uploaded it, but I wanted to include it in this format because I wanted to show you guys how they use certain tactics and methods to engage in targeting. Okay. And this other video here is Pam having her back turned to me, engaging in, again, targeting. I'm going to explain to you how. All right, so let's focus on this video for now. Guy gets on the bus, all right? Now, usually he gets on the bus, you pay for your fare, you put your wallet back in your pocket. But this time he sits there with his wallet and he's staring at me in his hands, right? He's like staring at me, and then doing these hand signals. So there's another dude that's, he's talking with, and you'll see as I'm coming to my stop, he start doing these, the other guy talking to me, start doing these hand signals, right? And again, it's to make it look natural. The reason why he has the wallet in the hands, right? So one of the things that they did before I became a target, not before I became a target, before I realized that I was targeted, was to hire someone to rob me, right? Usually, take my wallet and my information in it, right? And I talk about this, how when I was, after this happened a couple months later, right? This is when I was robbed. A couple months later, all right? The racist white New York Predator Department officers, when I was going to work, they would stand up on, because they know which direction I was coming from. So they will stand up, on the sidewalk, lean up against the wall of a building, and will flash a flash my license, right? So that I can see. So let's say I'm walking on the block. There's a New York Police Department, right, racist officer lean up against the building. He sees me. He takes ID out of his pocket and literally holds it and like kind of show it to me. All right. So this was the type of things that they were doing in the very beginning. Okay. And so from time to time, what they'll do is that they'll send these perps, these sambos, these coons and coonettes to engage in what is called the power of association, using the power of association, right? Using the fact that, you know, they had set me up to be robbed and then using my ID and to try to intimidate me in terms of trying to set me up by, you know, leaving my ID at a crime scene, that sort of thing, right? This is what they would, this is the type of stuff that they would do. Why? To create panic, fear, right? Paranoia, which they did. Okay. So let me play the video. There's no sound. Oh, let me see. Hold on a sec. If there's any sound on this video, let me see if I can. Okay, and not here. Trying to get to the video itself. Yeah, and I should have done this when I brought the video into the application. So now I got to look to see. Okay, here we go. Just give me a moment. I'm just trying to get the sound to play. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay. So again, this is what he was doing. All right. So as soon as the bus was pulling into the bus stop where I was getting off, they both started, you know, moving their hands like they were talking to each other and so forth. Okay. Right. And then they'll look at the stare. They always do that. Both of them. Both of them. Right. They were just talking, right? But both of them. They just turned and start staring, like staring me down. That's what they do, the staring campaign, right? Or the staring thing. And look how down he looks down at the other guy's crotch. All right, look. Look. See? All right. But and he's doing another hand signal. Anyhow. But that's just one video. Now, this happened this week. Pam came home and I talk about what she does. Whenever they want to talk to me, whatever, she's wearing certain colors, right? On this day, she's wearing black and red, right? Red top, black top, red bottom pants, right? And here's the thing, right? So she was standing there, you know, she came over, asked Ethan something, you know, whatever it is, but she does that, you know. It's a pattern, right? So she stands up there and she picks up this current book that was on top of the speaker. Again, and I'm like saying to myself, why is she constantly flipping back and forth in this what you call a coloring book, right? So our daughter's coloring book, Alyssa's coloring book. I'm like, why is she doing that? She kept going back and forth, flipping through it back and forth. And then I had the presence of mind to say, you know what, record this, right? They're using her to target me. Okay, because she kept doing the same thing. Okay, so what she did here, what you guys see, she did it over and over, the exact same thing. All right, I'm gonna let the video play. Oh, not that one. Okay, that one she's to see. Okay, now look what she does. Again, same thing. The exact same thing. Okay. Going back to the front page again. Now she's going back. Okay. Now look what she does. See the blank page? Now, what have I been talking about for years now? I've talked about how when I used to go on dates, right? This is before I met her, early on in my targeting. Yeah, I still went on dates because at the time, you're a little bit confused. You don't exactly quite know what's going on. You're trying to be active. You're trying not to be stuck in the house because I mean, we see how people act during COVID, right? So imagine you being a TI, this stuff happened to you. You're confused as heck, but you're still going on a date. And I talk about when I used to go on dates, and whenever I go to meet my date, they will hold up a blank sheet of paper, right? A printed sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11, and they would hold it in their hands like if they were facing me, but their middle finger will be on the opposite end facing me, right? So they will hold their paper, like if you do this, get a sheet of paper, all right? Hold the sheet of paper in your hands, but then your middle finger is on the opposite side of the paper facing away from you, right? So this was how they would hold the paper in their hands, okay? And so again, I did not fully quite understand what was going on because again, I kind of found it didn't register, and I guess it is meant not to register when they do those things. But I remember it. I never really asked them, why are you holding up a piece of paper in your hand like that? I never asked them that. So again, it just shows you that that I was already manipulated. I was already brainwashed. They had already mind control me and continue to mind control me to the point where my awareness and my level of alertness was almost non-existent. Okay, yeah, they're using the sirens there now. I don't know if you guys heard that. I do have my noise suppression on, but they were using the sirens, right? It's from the ambulance. Okay. And then after I just played that, they followed that up with okay. So yeah. But yeah. So she was standing doing the same thing over and over. Right? And that's why I started recording, because I knew at that point they were sending me a subliminal message. Okay? Could you see how she went back to the beginning of the coloring book, flipped through the pages again, the exact same thing. Okay? And then what she'll do now, right? And again, I'm gonna show you guys. So now that she got my attention, she will close the book, and then you'll see. Look, she's doing the same thing over again. Look. Look, I'm telling you, and then she turns, right? Put the books down. Hold up. Let me go to the end of this. Okay, because I want to show you guys. Because I ended the video right here. So now after she puts the coloring book down, she will turn to me, and here's where the fixation drill comes in. All right. So the fixation drill, after doing all of that, as she turned, I'm glad I got this video so you guys can see and I can explain it to you guys. So my eyes will now focus, right, on her watch. Okay. Now, why is that significant in my targeting? Because I talked about going to pick up my son, and the New York Predator Department and the racist predator white trash police officers, the racist ones, right? Whenever they see me, and literally will be on the platform when I'm going, when I'm leaving and even at my destination that I was going to, and they would stand on the stairs away from where people would see, right? Or away from where there's a camera. In some train station, they have cameras, right? Away from the camera, like on the stairs, like on the elevator platform, on the stairs, or in the subway, if it's on a train platform where there's no cameras. And what they will do is that whenever they see me, they will look at me, They would look down at their watch and then look back up at me. Okay? And this happens this went on for years. Okay? Years. Again, psychological conditioning. Okay? So now that they've conditioned me that way, now they use the civilian population to engage in the same tactics. Okay? So when I talk about the New York Police Department, particularly in the 1980s, in the war on drugs, in the CIA implanting agents within police departments all across America, this is how they've learned these to manipulate people psychologically, to brainwash people, right? This is how they learn to torture people. Okay, so when you see these cops, these police departments having black sites, it is because those within the CIA, those agents, are training these police officers, particularly the detectives, as well as some wearing the regular police uniforms. And in the beginning of my targeting, for the first couple of years, I say for the first 5-6 years, there were always white police officers that was doing that to me. And then they start recruiting the black police officers, the Sambos, and they're very strategic in who they select. Okay, very, very strategic in who they select. So they know who to go to recruit, to get them to be involved. But what they don't tell them is that what they're engaging in is a criminal act. Okay, conspiracy against rights. Let's look that up. Okay. Let's look up conspiracy against rights. All right. Again, you have to know your rights. Okay. And this is from the FBI website. All right. Conspiracy against rights. This statute, well, let me just read the whole thing. Federal Civil Rights Statute, Title 18, USC, Section 249. All right. Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crime Prevention Act. Okay. This statute makes it unlawful to willfully cause bodily injury or attempting to do so with firearms or other dangerous weapons when a crime was committed because of the actual perception of race. But this is what happens, Jim. I want to get to the conspiracy of rights under the deprivation of rights under the color of law, conspiracy of rights, right? Here. This statute makes it unlawful for 2 or more persons to conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person of any state, territory, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to him or her by the Constitution or the laws of the United States, or because of his or her having exercised the same. It further makes it unlawful for 2 or more persons to go in disguise on the highway or on the premises of another with the intent to prevent or hinder his her free exercise or enjoyment of any rights so secured. Punishment varies from a fine to imprisonment of up to 10 years or both, and if that results, or if such acts include kidnapping or an attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual assault, abuse, or an attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, shall be fined under this title or imprisonment for any term of years or for life, or may be sentenced to death. Now, as I said, imprisonment. All right. And again, now they're doing the sound. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. So, Title 18, USC, Section 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. The statute makes it a crime for any person acting under color of law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom to willfully deprive or cause to be deprived from any person whose rights, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution and laws of the U.S. this law further prohibits, okay, a person acting under color of law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom to willfully subject or cause to be subjected any person to different punishment, pains, or penalties than those prescribed for punishment of citizens on account of such person being an alien or by reason of his, her color, or race. Acts under color of any law includes acts not only done by federal, state, and local officials within the bounds or limits of their lawful authority, but also acts done without or beyond the bounds of their lawful authority, provided that in order for unlawful acts of any official to be done under color of law, the unlawful acts must be done while such official is purporting or pretending, as I said, the word purporting. Okay, so they love to do okay, spitting sound. That's what they were doing. Purporting or pretending to act in the performance of his, her official duties. This definition include, in addition to law enforcement officials, individuals such as mayors, councilpersons, judges, nursing home proprietors, security guards, etc., persons who are bound by laws, statute, ordinance, or custom. Punishment varies from a fine or imprisonment of up to 1 year or both, and if bodily injury result, or if such acts include the use, attempted use, or threatened use of a dangerous weapon, explosive, or fire, shall be fined or imprisoned up to 10 years or both, if any death results, or if any such act, including kidnapping or an attempt to kidnap, aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to commit aggravated sexual abuse, or an attempt to kill, shall be fined under this title. As I said, attempt to kill shall be fined, and again, as I hit the sound effect, they did it right after also. Aggravated sexual abuse, I think that, or an attempt to kill, shall be fined under this title, or imprisoned for any term of years, or for life, or both, or may be sentenced to death. Now, again, being a TI, you need to understand your rights. Okay? You need to understand your rights and how they have taken away your rights, and they have committed criminal acts against you. Okay? Don't ever forget that. All right? It's one of the reasons why they want to silence us. It's one of the reasons why, again, because of the damage that they've caused us, not only the psychological damage, but the neurological damage, the physical damage, right? The economic damage, right? The destruction of your mind, your character, right? At least they'll try to destroy your character, right? Some have been very successful, others have not. Your likeness, meaning your image, right? Your name. Okay. So this is beyond even the scope of this thing. So a new law may have to be made about doing stuff against the things that we as TI experience. Also, again, the illegal implantation of foreign objects in our sovereign bodies. Okay. The remote node monitoring, again, the intellectual theft of our mind. Okay. So all these things, right? So I talk about neurocognitive warfare. This is part of neurocognitive warfare, as well as cognitive warfare. Okay. And PSYOPs fall under, all these things fall under cognitive warfare. All right. But the neurocognitive aspect, again, includes the microchipping and the use of directed energy weapons to harm, to manipulate, to degrade your mind, your cognitive ability, your life. Basically, by taking away your mind, okay, they have destroyed you as a person. They've tried to destroy me as a person. Okay, I'm fighting for my mind. Right? Because they know what they've done, and I know what they've done. And so when you start to see them use the police and all this stuff again, and then trying to send me subliminal message about them using, they can, yeah. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. They do. Okay, I don't need to lie. They do. I don't need to manipulate. They do. I don't need to deceive. They do. Okay, I don't need to conspire with anybody. They do. That's the difference. Okay. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.
Your mind. You must unlearn what you had